In this video, we're going to customize the dice and how they look on your Numenera sheet in Foundry VTT. So let's get this started. Welcome to RPG Elite, where we put the RP back into RPG, giving you tools and tips on how to make your RPG experience more immersive and enjoyable. If this is your first time coming through, I want to thank you. And if this video adds any kind of value to your RPG sessions, why don't you consider subscribing? Rah-her. And then also click that bell icon so that every time I come out with a video, you can get more tips and tricks and tools and reviews and tutorials that's going to make your RPG experience more immersive and enjoyable. I try to come out with a video once a week, pretty much once a week. So, hey, if you like this stuff, go ahead and do that. And also, at the same time, you know what you got to do. Smash the like button. You got to smash that like button because that just helps me out, helps the YouTube algorithm. There's something wrong with me and I don't know what it is. And for all of you who are returning, what's up, leaks? What's up? All right. So in this video, as I said, we're going to customize the way the dice look on your Numenera sheet in Foundry VTT. Now, this is the last video in this series on customizing your Numenera system in Foundry VTT. If you haven't seen any of the other videos, what's wrong with you people? Get with the program. We're here. And go and watch those videos as well and make those little small tweaks so you can make that unique experience for your players and even for yourself. So without further ado, I'm going to go over to my computer and you're going to hear my disembodied voice.
My disembodied voice.
And then after that, we're going to end this bad boy. All right. So let's get this started. And here we go.
Okay, so here we are back at my computer, and the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to a website called Inkscape, inkscape.org specifically, and you're going to want to download their software. Now, it's a free piece of graphics manipulation software that works with SVG files, which are scalable vector graphics, and you can find this here at inkscape.org. You can download the software for free, doesn't cost anything. And you just click the download here, your current version, your operating system, and just follow the prompts to install the software. Now, this will probably come in handy later on as well for any other edits you want to do, since many of the images found in Foundry are SVG. And if they are vector graphics, then you probably want to save them as SVGs, so you're not putting as much of a load with file size restrictions, because SVG file sizes are smaller than like PNG or JPEGs, and they're scalable, so when you make them bigger, then they don't lose the resolution. So there's better overall for the type of things that we do here in RPG land. Now, once you have downloaded Inkscape, you want to fire it up. So let me go down here and let me see if I fired this thing. I already fired it up down here. And it's going to open up to a window that looks just a little something like this. And what you want to do is open up a 20-sided die image. Now, the image that is in the Numenera system right now is actually pulling from something that is natively in the Foundry VTT system. So if you go to the Foundry folder and you go into the proper one, there is a black 20-sided die. Now, you can use that if you want to, and I can show you where to get there, how to get there. You can just click open here. You got to go back a little bit. Oh no, where am I at? Oh, well, let me go back just to show you how to get in there. So go into the Foundry program folder, Foundry VTT, go to resources, go to app, and I'm going to put this in the, put this path down in the description below. You want to go to public, Then you want to go to icons, and then you want to go to dice. And the one that he's calling to right now is this. Where's that? Here it is. This black 20-sided right here. That's the one he's calling to. So if we open that up right now, oh man, it goes small and goes to my other screen. So that's the one that he's calling to right now. However, this is kind of plain Jane, doesn't have any numbers on it, kind of boring. So we don't want to do that. So let's go ahead and close this out. But if you want to use it, go ahead and use it. But I'm going to close this out because I have another die that has numbers on it that I think looks better. And you're only going to have to do this once. Now, in order to find this, you're going to have to go to a website called vector.me. Let me go ahead and go down here, and here it is. So this is vector.me, and when you go there, just do a search for 20-sided die, and you're going to pull up this red die right here, and this got numbers on it, looks a little bit better. This is the one we want to use. If you click on this download button down here, it's going to download a zip file, and you can download that anywhere. But when you actually extract the SVG file, you want to extract it to the same place that we just went to open up the die, that black 20-sided dice. You want to extract it there. Again, you can save the zip file anywhere, but extract the actual image, which is an SVG image, by the way. You want to extract that to the proper folder in the Foundry VTT program folder, okay? Because it's just going to make your life easier. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to see it, and nothing's going to work. It's going to be broken. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to be like, ah! You don't want to go there. All right, so once you do that, I'm going to go back to my Inkscape, and I'm going to open up a file. So I've been working on this just for this video for you guys, so I can just open it up just like this. Bloop. And so this is what it's going to look like when you open it up. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do to change the color and make it look a little sweet is you'll just need to select the whole image, which you'll do by going up here and just click on that arrow and then click on the image, and you'll start to see all these arrows here. Now, if you mess with those arrows, it's going to distort it, so don't mess with the arrows. And then the next thing you're going to do is very simple, folks. Right down here at the bottom are a bunch of colors, and you're just going to click on a color to change the color of the image. So let's say you want to change it to this light blue, which would be very hard on the eyes, or this one right here, which would scream at killing your eyes if you were to do that. So don't do that. Try to choose something that's a little bit darker so you can see it. Ooh, that's a nice one. Okay, I'm going to keep that. That's kind of a nice one right there. Now you can go ahead and export that or save it as whatever you want to save it, right? So I've already got a purple one, but I kind of like this purple, and I don't think it was this purple, so I'm going to save that. Boom. And I'm going to replace it since I got a new one, and there you go. And that's it. That is how you change the colors. Now, if you're feeling kind of adventurous, you want to do a little bit more with the color of your dice, you can add a gradient to it. Let me show you how to do that. So you're going to keep it selected. Make sure it's selected. You're going to go up here to Object, and then you're going to do a Fill and Stroke. Now over here, you're going to see these different colors, and we're going to add this gradient. Now right now, it is at a flat color, which is what this is. But we're going to want to have a linear gradient on this to make it look sweet. So I'm going to go ahead and add that, and now we've got a gradient. It goes from 1 and it goes a little bit darker here, right? So we've got this gradient, but now we want to add another color to it, you know, so we want it to kind of gradually fade into another color. How do we do that? Very simple. We keep it selected, and you're going to click right down here on the Create and Edit Gradients. So let's click on that, and then this line is going to show up across it, right? Now, in order to change this faded area to an actual color, you're going to need to go over here on the side where the fade is at, and you're going to need to click on this little small circle right there. See that? And it fills up. And now you're going to go down to the bottom again, and you're going to choose a color that you wanted to fade into. So you got purple, and what's good with purple? Gold, right? Gold. Let's find something kind of gold-ish. This is gold right here, isn't it? Ah, there we go. And now you see that you've got a gradient going on with this. And now you can just save this, or you can, you can mess around by moving the gradient around to, get a different kind of gradient going. So when you move the gradient around, you can get a different feel for it. I think I like this one, like that. I think I like that one right there. I like that one. All right, so when you get it to the place you want to get it, we'll just go ahead and save it. I'm going to save mine as, and it would probably be better if you kind of save it as, keep the D20 thing and just save it as, let me see. I'm going to save it as purple gold. And I'm going to do GR just to let me know that this is a gradient. And I'm going to save it. And there it is. Now, there are 4 dice that you can go ahead and change inside of the Numenera system. They're the stat pool dice, skill dice, abilities dice, and the weapons dice. Now, here's what we are going to do. If you want to change it to where you just wanted to have a different colored dice and just have one different colored dice for all 4 of them, you can do that. But what we're going to do is, because I like to add a little flavor to my sheets, I'm going to change the color of all of my dice as you saw on my last sheet. And I'm going to use this new one here because I kind of like that one. I might change all of mine to gradient type looks, but let's continue. So let's go over to the Visual Studio now. If you have been following along in this series, you probably already have Visual Studio, and we're going to fire up some things in Visual Studio. And if not, you need to go down in the link below. There's a link below to go ahead and download Visual Studio, because that is what we're going to work with to actually edit the code. So I'm going to go, and I've been working in this. So I'm just going to open the file. And it's already in Numenera. So let's go and find what we need. We're going to go to Templates. We're going to Actor. I'm going to open up character sheet right here. The character sheet HTML. Open it up. All right. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to do a search. And oops, it automatically saved my search, which is kind of cool, I guess. You want to open up the character sheet and you want to go to an SVG. So let's just click on the SVG, the first one, and it says icons, dice, D20, red SVG. This is where this one right here is for the stat. It says right here, data stat. So this is for the stat pools. Now I changed it from SVG here because that's what it's going to be. It says icons and it's going to say SVG and then it's going to say the die. I changed it to dice because that's the folder that we're pulling from. We're going to pull from the dice folder. So you're going to change this part right here, change that to dice because that's the folder we're going to change. And then now I'm going to change this to that new gradient that I just did, sort of with a purple gold, right? Purple gold, GR, right? I didn't spell that right, did I? Yeah, I pushed the G. Okay, purple gold SVG. Okay, so and then we're gonna go ahead and press Control S to save it. And then let's go down to our Numenera system. You should have this fired up already to whatever character you're going to use to test. Got a new one, folks. I know I've been using Annabelle Loba for the last couple of ones, but right now we're going to do Elkanah Misrider. He is going to be our guinea pig today. Really like this picture. I really like the way it looks. This illustration right here looks dope. All right, so it's time to press F5 for the refresh. And we're going to wait for it to load. And now, just a little side note too. I'm now working in the latest version of Numenera, and I'm also working with the latest version of Foundry. So this is 8.9 at the recording of this video, and the Foundry one, or the Numenera one, what is it? On 1.8.1. Okay, so it's 1.8.1. So let's go ahead and check on Elkanah, see what happened. Ta-da! There you go, baby. Look at that. Kind of like that, man. Maybe not gold though. I might want to change that later on. But you can see how it looks here. And I've changed all of these, right? So the skills are blue, and this one here's got a little fade going on. Equipment's got a little different color. And that basically is it. Make them. Go back to your Visual Studio, and you're going to have 3 SVG files. Okay, there's going to be the blue file here, or not blue file, but there's going to be 3 of them, and you can change all 3 of them. Now, in the character HTML file, the character sheet HTML file, you're only going to be able to change the stat pool, the skills, and the abilities. So that's the only ones you're going to be able to change. In order to change the ones for your weapons, you need to actually go to another file. And that is going to be, hold up. You're going to have to go back up here. You're going to have to open up the file. It's going to open you back up here. Let's go to partials right here, and then open up weapons right here. And then go down here and do the same thing. Press in SVG to find that file. And okay, it does all this because I have all 3 of them opened up. So this is in my CSS. This one here is in my character sheet, and it has one under weapons HTML here. And we're going to click on that, and it says gold SVG. I'll probably change that later to something else. And you can change that and you'll be good to go. Now, change all 4 of them to whatever you want. Mess with Inkscape. Make it your character sheet, something that is unique to your session experience. I got one more thing for you though. I want to go back to the sheet, and if you look at this, it's fine, right? Only problem is a little small, right? I mean, it's a little, and so we don't want that. We want to at least be able to see the numbers and all the rest of that stuff. So let's go back to our Visual Studio, and we're going to add some code here. And it's a little bit, it's not a big deal, but we're going to add style. And as you can see, it comes up, so you can click in there. We're going to add width, and it doesn't have that. Oh yeah, it does right here. Width, we're going to add that. And we're going to put in 60 pixels, 60 px. All right. And you're going to do another one here. So you put that cursor on the outside, and we're going to add height, right? And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put in, and you have to make sure that it's in quotes, by the way. But oops, did I do 2? I did. Didn't mean to. It already had it in there. And you're going to do 60 pixels as well for this one. And then you're going to press save. Control S. You're going to go back to your Numenera, and guess what? Press S5 for the, or F5. I keep saying S5. I don't know why. Press F5 for the refresh. Let's go back here. That keeps popping up, which is annoying. But anyway, we're going to go back to Elcana, and we're going to see what happens over in the weapon department. And got a little bigger there, just a little bigger. And you can make it bigger, smaller, whatever you want. If you don't want it 60, you want it, I'm probably going to change mine to more like 75 because I don't know, still a little small for me. But you can mess with the size of the dice as well. So you really have, we have gone through this whole thing. We've changed the fonts, we've changed the dice, we've changed the Numenera and labels. I mean, we really made this our own. And so you're going to create a unique experience for your Numenera campaign in Foundry VTT.
There you have it, folks. Last video, customizing your dice icons here in the Numenera system in Foundry VTT. Now in our next video, it's by request actually, we're going to go ahead and look at how I create icons in the Numenera system. And what's weird is that I'm not going to be in Numenera that much longer because we're going to go back to our original game, which is the One Ring. So you'll be seeing some stuff on that as well. But I'm still going to help you guys out with this and much, much more. So I want you to come back here next week, same bat time, same bat channel. And until then, you know what's up. Happy gaming. Well, there it is, folks. Our last video in the Well, there it is, folks. Our last video in our customizing the Numenera.